This is the program that brings you all the important information you need to know about NAFDAC, the agency saddled with the responsibility of safeguarding our health by ensuring that the foods, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment made available to us are safe and wholesome. Welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health. My name is Tosin Adeyeye. On this week's edition of the program, the Director General of NAFDAC shares some of her achievements in her first tenure, as well as what she's set to achieve in her second term with journalists at a media parley in Abuja. She begins with an appreciation of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for her reappointment.
I would like to thank the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, for my reappointment for a second term as Director General of NAFDAC. I'm immensely grateful for the presidency and the efforts made to ensure that I got the second term. In the process of the renewal of the term, I've discovered senior Nigerians from different parts of the country that love the country with passion and who worked very hard to ensure that the transformative leadership that started in NAFDAC on November 30, 2017 is sustained. I'm eternally grateful to my living mentor who has believed in me before I joined NAFDAC. He visited me in my university in USA more than 15 years ago and saw what I was doing in building of quality into medicine development and training of students for such purpose, and realized that this could benefit Nigeria. I'm indeed grateful to the National Assembly, the leadership of the Federal Ministry of Health, NAFDAC Council, sister agencies with which we collaborate, and also other stakeholders.
Appreciation was also extended to the agency's international partners for supporting in realizing the objectives of the regulatory body.
To our international partners, who since 2017 have worked very closely with NAFDAC to ensure that the agency is strengthened and becomes recognized as an international player in the global arena. I'm very grateful for their support and waiting during the last 6 weeks before the announcement of my reappointment. These partners include Outer NEPAD, WHO, World Bank, Global Fund, USAID, UNICEF, FAO, and Codex Alimentarius, IAEA, GAIN, Alive and Thrive, International Coalition of Medicine Regulatory Authorities, ICMRA, International Council for Harmonization of Technical Requirements for Pharmaceuticals for Human Use, ICH, and Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, OPCW. You can see the scope of NAFDAC's mandate.
The DG recalls how she enumerated the goals to achieve upon her assumption of office in 2017 in order to benchmark the development of the agency.
Looking back 2017-2022, upon my assumption of duty on November 30, 2017, I listed the following cardinal points: maintaining a well-disciplined and motivated workforce, working towards eliminating substandard falsified medicines and illicit drugs, unwholesome foods, chemicals, and other products, aligning NAFDAC with international standards. If we want to be in the global arena, we have to use international standards. Reconstruction of NAFDAC web presence and streamlining the submission and approval of dossiers for registration of drugs, food, and water, and other regulated products. Working towards eliminating overlaps among sister agencies or rivalries among sister agencies such as FCCPC, SON, NESRIA, NAQS, and PCN. Another point that I raised that time is engagement of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. And lastly, providing much-needed transportation and logistics to inspection sites as part of concerted efforts to strengthen our enforcement activities. When I came, I was told that for inspection of pharmaceutical companies or any regulated product company, the company many times will send vehicles for us to inspect. And you know what happens. If somebody sends vehicle to come and inspect them, you have to return the favor, which means the product is compromised or can be compromised, and some people may die as a result. I thank God that all these and much more have been achieved as stated below. For this, I wish to thank again His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, and his advisors for the wisdom in appointing me as Director General of NAFDAC in the first instance.
As time goes on, the challenges were being confronted and solution provided through her dedicated and focused leadership.
It is with gratitude to God and for the immeasurable support of President Muhammadu Buhari that I report that most of these problems were assiduously confronted and solved as listed below. I will start with governance. I capitalized on competency-based human capital. Human capital in uppercase, meaning it doesn't matter where you came from, north, south, east, west. If you have the competency, I will use you. That is the way it's supposed to be. The 3.02, actually it's not 3.2 now. 3.02 out of the 3.2 billion naira inherited debt was paid off within my first year in office. The sum of about 180 million naira were discovered to be fictitious. We now have better financial management. Our IGR has tripled to 2.5 billion from 700 million naira. Our user fees have more than doubled to 15 billion naira from 7 billion naira. 2019 up to date, international partners have funded us in cash and in technical support that has amounted to $3 million, $927,186. These funds are currently being utilized for specific purposes. Why did they do this? Because they realized that an agency that can pay 3.02 billion naira of an inherited debt is an agency they could work with. NAFDAC was reorganized as part of the governance, and more directorates were created. We had 13 before I came. We now have 27 directorates for effective management. We established a continuous training culture that is customer-centric. In fact, we changed we added a new motto, customer-focused, agency-minded. So our training culture became customer-centric, quality management system for all NAFDAC mandates was put in place. We had accreditation on quality management system, ISO 9001 in 2019, June. And we have gotten yearly re-accreditation since then. Our staff are more motivated now through trainings and better emoluments. We are not there yet, but we were light years away from where we used to be.
Her financial prudence also enabled the agency to embark on infrastructural projects like building zonal offices, provision of vehicles for regulatory work, and upgrade of existing laboratories, as well as building new ones.
The better financial management enabled improvement of infrastructures and building of state offices and laboratories. So the better financial management enabled the improvement of infrastructures and building of state offices and laboratories. We have state offices in Sokoto, in Kebbi, in Yobe, Kwara, Osun, and Ebonyi, plus Port Inspection Directorate Warehouse, NACO, at the airport in Lagos. We are currently building, almost finished, the Yaba Drug Laboratory, almost completed, to meet WHO specifications. One of the things they told us is that we cannot regard you as maturity level 3 if you have inadequate laboratory space. We have purchased over 5 billion naira worth of laboratory equipment. Before I came, the laboratories were almost non-functional. And without testing, we endanger our people. Therefore, having laboratory equipment is critical to the health of the nation.
Another achievement that facilitated the agency's WHO Maturity Level 3 accreditation is the digitization of NAFDAC operational procedures.
We reconstructed our website. We started digitalizing our processes, including improving on the NAPAMs, the NAFDAC Automated Product Administration and Monitoring System. We have a single portal window for clinical trials. We have the bid camps for importation for the imports of any product coming from outside the country. We have e-database for registered drug products. We're going to launch that very soon, meaning if you want to know which paracetamol NAFDAC has or has approved, we'll have an app that is almost developed. You can go there and check the name of the company, the name of the medicine, things like that, to make life easier for the consumers. We have e-portal for dossier submission. The app will be launched first quarter of 2023.
The agency remained transparent in all our procurement process as it improves communication with international partners, sister agencies, and stakeholders.
In terms of procurement and finance and accounts, we have become more transparent through the SAP platform, where you can easily see what is being procured. Somebody else can check, make sure there is no compromise anywhere. We have open communication with international partners and continuous improvement, as I mentioned. It is continuous quality improvement. In terms of continuation of communication, we have scheduled stakeholders awareness meeting for different sectors. If I read this, you will almost be overwhelmed because NAFDAC's scope is so broad. We have stakeholders with NAFDAC Manufacturers Association, NAFDAC MAN, quarterly interactive dialogue. We do that with MAN. We have Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group of MAN, PMG MAN, stakeholders meeting, Association of Food, Beverage and Tobacco Employers, AFBTE, National Association of Supermarket Operators of Nigeria, NASON, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, SMEDAN, Association of Table Water, Association of Table Water ATWAP, Master Baker Association. All these are our clients. There are many. Patent and Proprietary Medicine Vendors Association, chemical stakeholders, food manufacturers, agro-allied sectors, herbal medicines, product committee, MSMEs, TV media weekly show. We do that on TVC and NTA every week. NAFDAC and Your Health, we now have all our communication translated into the major languages in Nigeria. We have interagency meetings to foster quality of product that are going to be exported from the country.
NAFDAC was also recognized as the most improved MDA under Professor Mojisola Adeyeye by the presidency in 2020. NAFDAC and Your Health will be back in a moment. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. If you are just joining in, you're watching NAFDAC and Your Health. As Professor Mojisola Adeyeye begins her second term in office, she has set her focus on taking NAFDAC to a higher height through capacity building for staff of the agency, increased internally generated revenue and user fees, and more accountability.
We are planning to increase our IGR and user fees by 20% from the current levels. More accountability. We cannot have too much accountability because we are human beings and sometimes we waver, and it is more training, more expectations that we reduce that.
The agency will step up its awareness and enlightenment programs, as well as give local medical products access to Africa and global markets.
We're going to use additional media, to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, to get the word out. On an average day, it is what you show international auditors that matter, but you also convince your own local audience that you are really doing a lot of work. We're going to be using drama and comedy artists to convey importance of quality, safe and efficacious and wholesome regulated products. We were at Osun launching our new office, and part of the program was a drama. Very, very good that the local people did in terms of safety. Actually, it is safety of pesticides. So we're going to be doing more of that. We're going to make the media pally more structured because of the importance. We have some new initiatives. We have maturity level 3 now. That allowed us as a country to be given opportunity to manufacture vaccines. But we're going to maturity level 4 and what is called world listed authority status. The attainment of this will enable global trade of Nigerian-made pharmaceuticals through collaborative registration with other regulatory agencies. So if you are a manufacturer and you registered with us using our international standards and you want to sell in Thailand, we can work with our counterparts in Thailand. They will ask for what was submitted to us. Because what was submitted to us would be similar to what they also have. If Thailand is also maturity level 3, for example, or maturity level 4, they can expedite the approval of such product, which means exportation will improve of many of our medical products. Local manufacturers will also become more competitive. African Free Trade Agreement. If you don't have quality, your product is not going to sell. So with trade is quality. If you build, they will come. So that is part of why going to maturity level 4 is so important for our country.
A new Department of Women Health will also be created to safeguard women and the children's health.
We want to create Office of Women Health. It is extremely important, and this was also suggested by one of our consultants, that we need an Office of Women Health. Why? To understudy drug, cosmetics, food products that can affect women and their unborn child, childbearing women. We're going to emphasize misuse and abuse of drug among women and impact on the child. We're going to have more focus on maternal and child mortality and morbidity rate. Those are new initiatives. Newer initiatives include some of the things we have been doing, but they are still relatively new.
There are plans to strengthen the pharmacovigilance activities of the agency as well as post-marketing surveillance.
Before global benchmarking, we used to test and register. Some companies will give us the ideal formulation for registration. Once they are registered, they will change it on us. We weren't strong in post-marketing, post-approval, when it is already in the market. We have now changed our perspective in compliance to global benchmarking to now have risk-based post-marketing surveillance, meaning we will register a lot of products without testing. Some of the products we will test, for example, eye drops, things like that, but paracetamol, we will wait until it's registered and we go to the market to test it, to make sure, and we continue going. We will continue to repeat our sampling in the market to ensure that the quality is maintained.
As the lifeblood of the economy, NAFDAC will also work with micro, small, and medium enterprises in the area of regulation and registration of products.
Working with MSMEs to ensure that our MSMEs have better means of registration, better means of ensuring that the products get registered on time, things like that. So we're going to be more proactive with them, engage them, and also in terms of exportation. There are many MSMEs now that export, and unfortunately, some people do the shortcut, they don't come to NAFDAC. In fact, 95% of products that are rejected do not go through NAFDAC because they think that, we may do shortcut here, we cannot do shortcut over there. They will burn the product. They will destroy the product once it gets there if it doesn't meet the international standards.
In a bid to eradicate substandard falsified medicines, NAFDAC will launch on-the-spot detectors in February.
We have now provision for the on-the-spot detection of substandard falsified medicines. I was just talking to one of my staff. We're going to launch that early February, where you have, it's almost like a cell phone. You put it on the tablet or whatever medicine, and it will tell you, oh, this is labeled aspirin, but it's actually paracetamol. It's actually, Panadol. And it's not just that, it is 30%. Before we used to have the same instrument, but it was qualitative. Now it is quantitative. It will tell you the level. It is because we are saving money that we are able to buy this instrument. One is $57,000.
The Director General also wants to build a befitting headquarters for the agency in Abuja, while she has also set the first quarter of 2024 for the attainment of maturity level 4 by the agency.
My first tenure, and I was ashamed to be linked with NAFDAC. The offices were bad. The chairs were tattered. I said, how can you do this? But if there was no money, 3.2 billion naira debt, where do you get money? But now we are better off. So in terms of infrastructural development, we are going to build a befitting NAFDAC headquarters in Abuja, befitting NAFDAC headquarters, and continuation of expansion of the defense zones.
That's it for today. Make it a date, same time, same station next week for a fresh edition. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email, reforms@nafdac.gov.ng, or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded. Importing, producing, distributing, and selling fake drugs and cosmetics, adulterated food, and so on are criminal activities that destroy lives. Join the fight against these heinous crimes by reporting any suspicious activity in your area to NAFDAC. Let's join hands to safeguard the health of our nation. Until next week, stay safe.